age gaps in dating.
Oh, I have much
Oh
to
my
say
god,
about
don't
this.
even get me started on age gaps in dating.
So what are you gonna
What
say?
are you gonna say? What is up? What are your okay? Like, what is so? I know people that have dated younger than themselves, like quite a bit younger than their age, and people that have dated quite a bit older than their age, both casually and not casually, like very very formally dated.
I will say one thing, like, when you're dating someone who has a huge age gap, it's completely different dating someone with a big age gap in, like, high school versus, like, now. Yeah. Like, if I was dating someone now that was a big age gap, that's one thing. But, like, in high school, it's completely different because it's, like, you have a freshman and a like, that is a big age gap.
Yeah.
At a young age.
What?
Yeah. So, like, I feel like now it's different.
Yeah.
Like, parents, like, my parents are, like 6 years apart, 5 years apart. If I did that shit in high school, they'd be like, what the fuck, Laura? Like,
yeah. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, right, I think that the older the younger person is, the bigger the age gap is allowed to be.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, if you're in high school, typically I would say about 4 years up or down. That's like acceptable date range, right? Because it's like, you technically, even if you meet now, right? Like, I'm 25, so I could date someone who's 25 or 21 or whatever, or 30, right? Or 29ish, right? Because that means we technically could have went to high school together. Like, we're gonna have similar life experiences, similar ideas of how we see the world, right? Whereas, like, I think it's really fucking weird. It also depends on when you meet. If a 20-something-year-old is talking to a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old, like, that's just fucking weird, man. Like, there's just no way around it. I personally, like, there's no, I don't talk to any 17-year-olds. I don't talk to any 16-year-olds. I don't know that I would have much to talk about with them. You know, it's like, there's think about your life.
It depends on the maturity level. They're like,
Well, not in high school.
No. All the time I've grown up.
When they're a minor.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, when they're a minor, there is no minors should date minors.
Yes, exactly.
But like, unless they're like, if it's like 18 and like 20, I don't, or like 17 and like 19. One thing.
But it's like, it's also like, ever since I've grown up, I've been so headstrong and like, oh my, older guys for sure. But then like if you meet younger guys, like, it is the maturity level to a point.
It is.
So it's like, if you are younger, like, if you're mature, then that's one thing. But if you're not, then hell no.
No,
I think it's
so. It just honestly, it depends on like.
So like, legally speaking, right? If
Well,
someone is a minor,
Well,
if someone is a minor, they should only, if they should be even dating at all, should be a minor. They should only date a minor.
But imagine, what if you're 17 and you like an 18-year-old?
Even if you're,
well,
if you guys go to the same school.
Yeah.
Okay, but literally,
that's
I
different.
was.
You're in high school together. You met each other before.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
If I'm 25 right now, fuck it. If this
if you're 20,
this would be more applicable.
If you're 21 right now and I'm talking to some 17-year-old, that's fucking weird.
If someone's 19 and they meet a 17-year-old today, I would say that's weird. Unless you knew them prior, and even if you didn't know them prior,
weird.
I do.
If you're 19,
you should
there's
date
a
17-year-old.
That
child is in high school.
This is what I was going to get to. The age gap. The older you get, the older the younger party is, the bigger the age gap can get. The younger. So if you're in high school, right? So if you are 14 to 17, maybe 18, right? Those people should date within
each
that
other.
4.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, it cuts off.
Once you're 18, I'd say, a 4-year age gap is fine. If you date someone who's 21,
even when you're
22.
18, I feel like that 4-year age gap is such a big
as it goes
thing.
up, right? So we go, once you're 21, right? I think you could feasibly date someone 4 or 5 years older than you.
Exactly.
Then once you get to 23, 24, 25, you're dating someone 5, 6 years older than you. Okay.
It's not a big deal.
I don't know.
Once you're in your
think
30s,
I have
you want to date someone who's 10 years older than you.
Exactly.
Fine.
It's not a problem.
I just think I have such a different view on this because when I was 19,
I have the same view as him.
No, because when I was 19, I was talking to someone that
when
was
I was
like
a freshman in high school, I was talking to a senior in high school, and my parents literally wanted to kill. I was a freshman in high school. And I talked to a senior in high school. My parents literally wanted to kill me. Even when I was I was a sophomore though, and he was out of fucking high school. And my parents are like, Laura, what the fuck?
Here's the thing.
But the thing is, the maturity level is so different.
Because he was 15 in that point. Though.
I was not. I was 16.
Bitch,
but it's just like okay, that's besides the point.
You have study hall. He has rent. He has bills. That's what I'm saying. There's no real life equivalent to study hall. No one that has bills should date someone or even speak to someone on unless they're their teacher, should be speaking to someone that has a study hall.
Okay, no, yes, I agree. I get it. Once you turn 18 and you're out of high school, I just feel like all that gets thrown out the window because once again, when you turn 18, you're either going to high school or going to college, paying your own bills, or you're going your separate route, doing your own things. Like I was 19 talking to a 25-year-old, and I am also very like mature. I feel like for my age, I'm very emotionally very I'm very mature.
I would argue that 25-year-old is a weirdo.
I
would argue that. I would argue he was probably a weirdo.
I think here's the thing. I come off very mature though. I am very mature though. So because of that, I think it depends. Like once you're out of high school, I do truly think age is just a number to a certain extent. Obviously,
to an extent, as long as you're mature enough, though. Like I've experienced the age gap in high school, and I regret that. So
I don't know.
much.
I think now my age gap has changed. Like I think now, the age range in which I want to date. I'm 20 right now. The age range in which I want to date, ideally, would be like 22 to around 25. I feel like that's very like valid. Like I don't want to date anyone younger than me because my ex was younger than me. And we were both growing up together, but there were a lot of things that we were both very immature about. And I don't want that again. Like, I want someone that's already going to have their, like, know what they want in their life. They know exactly, like, what it is that, like, unless a person is very mature. Because I was recently interested in someone that was very emotionally mature. And he was my age, but he was very mature. So because of that, it's, like, it's a completely different story.
Completely different thing, yeah.
But for the most part, a lot of 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds right now are not emotionally mature, and I don't. No, they're not. I'm not going to waste my time on someone like that. I'm not going to waste my time on someone like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking 30 plus.
I mean,
get me
to be completely honest. Yes, like if there's a 30-year-old that is attractive,
you can't even.
What?
You can't even buy booze.
That doesn't matter.
You shouldn't be thinking about dating a 30-year-old.
It doesn't matter.
30-year-old shouldn't be thinking about dating you.
Because what if I turn 21 and I'm still not buying booze?
Listen to the story.
I'm just saying. I've never drank in my life, right?
But exactly.
I'm saying,
and how old are you?
That doesn't mean anything. 25. I'm saying that doesn't mean anything. I'm saying it's weird. It is
weird.
A 30-something-year-old man or woman trying to date 18 to 20-year-olds is weird.
No, it is.
They can't even take them to a bar.
Listen to my story,
guys.
I agree. Listen to my story.
Okay. We'll listen.
Pick me. Choose me.
So,
okay, what's going on?
I was it was me and my other coworker bartending, and there's this man that came to the bar, and, like, I wasn't paying attention because I was busy on the other side of the bar, and then he got his drink whenever, and, like, you know, you have casual conversation with bar guests, and you're like, oh, well, like, I go to school for marketing, like, I'm in college, whatever.
Okay.
And it was just a casual conversation. He was talking about whatever he was doing in life. And then he was like, have you ever seen The Matrix? And I was like, no.
It's a great move to bring. Where is this going?
He was like, well, it's like playing in theaters now for like the 20th anniversary. I was like, oh, that's cool. And he was like, well, I was wondering if you wanted to go tomorrow. And I was like, well.
Have you seen this guy before? No, first time.
It was the first time, yeah. And I was like, you know, I have to work tomorrow. Like, I literally work every single day. So, I mean, yeah, I had to work. And he was like, oh, okay, like, maybe on Sunday. And I was like, oh, no, I got to work Sunday again. But, like, it really caught me off guard, though. Like, so I wasn't expecting, like, you know, when you have a conversation, you can tell what they're going to, like, what's going to come out of it. Like, when this man was super chill and whatever, and I'm like, oh, it's just a chill conversation.
I'm still trying to figure out what's coming out of this. Where is
he just wanted me to go to a movie with him.
How old
and I was
was
like, no, he was, like, damn near 40.
Okay.
See, but I've met a lot of, like, very, like, handsome 40-year-old men.
Well, sure. Yeah, but it
that I think.
But you just told me, Iris, you just told me before we went live that you want to have 3 kids.
I do.
If you have 1 kid with that 4-year-old right now, you start right now.
He's going to be dead by the time you
he's going to listen. He's going to be 58 when the first kid hits 18. So when the first kid's getting ready to go to college.
I'm not saying that I would date a 40-year-old. What I'm saying is that
if you're a lawyer or a doctor, yes.
I value more mature men because they're gonna have like the needs that I have as a female.
A 40-year-old?
Yes. Not a 40-year-old, but as a female, there's certain needs, there's certain things that females value that a 20-year-old is not going to understand.
No idea.
They're not going to understand. Like, there's certain things, and same with I'm sorry, women are more emotionally mature, and I will say this until I die. Women are more emotionally mature than any man at this age. Like, I know that there's certain things that, like, a dude would value more than, like, he would okay, that didn't really make sense. I understand, like, guys' values more than a guy my age would understand mine, if that makes sense. Which is why I choose to, like, if I'm gonna pursue something, I don't know, I just would value, I don't know, like, I would rather just go for someone that's a little bit older because they'll understand that more than a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 21-year-old.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I just think we're generalizing a lot, and I think, and you guys both said it earlier, that it matters on the person and their own maturity.
It does.
I just think that generally, if your, like, idea is, like, I'm going to just look older because, like, I'm going to just look for someone older, or I'm
not what it is either,
like,
because
I think that there's a lot of problematic behavior, not in your sense. I'm saying in the, maybe it's necessarily the men, and there's women that do it too, that sort of prey on younger people whose brains are underdeveloped, which you can think we're as mature as we want. We can think we're as mature as we want to think, right? But we're growing up when we're 18 to 25, 26, 27, right? We're growing up still a lot. So we might think, oh, we're so mature, we understand this, we understand that, whatever. But there's a power dynamic there where this person is able to manipulate you emotionally and mentally, at least. And I'm not saying that they will, and not everyone would, but I'm saying that there is that risk. And I just think that there's a lot of gross behavior when it comes to people that are in their, 30s and late 40s that are trying to pursue relationships with 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds.
No, and see, I do want see that is
that's
too much.
A little weird.
What I mean is just I just don't like.
I get what you're saying. You don't want to. I understand that you're 20 years old and you don't want to date a 20-year-old douchebag frat boy now because you've had that before. That's not what I want.
I want, like, in my next relationship, I want someone that is driven. I want someone that knows what they want. Yes. I know that, like,
and there's no age on that. It could be just whoever it is.
Because even the last guy that I was, like, kind of interested in, like, he was like that.
He's mature.
Very mature, very driven, like,
very demure.
No, exactly. Like, he knows what he wants, and that's, like, he is, like, my age, so it really doesn't matter, like, in that sense, because it's, as long as they just, like, I don't want someone that is gonna, like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of guys our age, they're have their heads in their asses, and they, like, literally, like, just how they act, they're very, like, frat boy, like,
like, even when you're older, though, like, even when they're older, not even that much older,
they just don't know. They don't know, like, women, as stupid as that sounds.
They probably they could think the same thing about us.
All I would say is, all I would preface this is, and I'm not disagreeing with you, that's your experience, whatever, is that it's probably the people that you're around, the dating people that you are in and around right now.
Which is why I choose not to be around those people.
So I'm saying to, find, because those people, like you mentioned, those same people that don't understand women's values, some of them maybe will grow out of that and figure some shit out. They're also gonna get older and still not respect women. If they don't respect women, that's a different thing. Right?
It's not even like a respect thing. It's just like they're too, like, young. They're too, like, caught up in, like, and it's a lot of kids our age that are, like, in college right now where they're just, like, so wrapped up in that it's like, I don't want that. Like, I want someone that already has, like,
a lot of people don't know what they want, though,
or, like, has, like, their, like, life, not even life set, but just, like, knows what they want. That's all I want. I don't want to waste my time on someone that's more interested in going out on a Friday night than they are in, like, caring for someone else. I don't want that.
I would say I don't care what anybody is what they're into, what, all these other things that we're kind of throwing out there, just a matter of if I love the person or not, and if they love me back, right? So I think those are the most important things. So don't sell yourself short and just saying I want someone who's driven, because there's plenty of driven people that you probably won't have that with.
With that, like you said, if you love someone and care about someone, with that comes all those other things. Sure, so if someone loves you and genuinely cares about you, they'll value more the little things. Like, let's say instead of going out on a Friday night getting, like
I'd rather just hang out
with a bunch of chicks next to you, they'd much rather appreciate, like, a night in, like, watching a movie,
and no men do that anymore.
And see, that's the kind of girl that I am, where, like, I'd rather, and this is A lot of people had a lot to say about how I am as a female. But actually, if you guys knew me, you'd know that I actually enjoy cooking. I have my own cooking page. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy a night in. I enjoy all those things. I'd rather do that than a night out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also one thing where, like, someone values and cares about you, they'll know that. Yeah. And they'll value and care about that too. If you guys have
and then maybe you guys can go out together. You know, you can go out to a dive.
Oh, absolutely.
Your favorite dive bar and get a fish fry.
Absolutely. But I feel like it's all about, like, your connection with that person if they love and care about you. But
exactly.
I don't know. That's me personally.
Thanks for watching that last video. Click right over here to see that episode in its entirety. Click over here if you want to subscribe and see more videos and other cool shit that we put out on this channel. Do it.